In this video, we're going to use our map and compass to take and plot bearings. First, we're going to orient our map to north. We're then going to move the map until the needle is inside that doghouse. Take our bearing. So we're going to make sure that our direction arrow is pointing the adequate direction. In this case it is. We're going to travel from this point to this point. We're going to line up our 2 points with the base plate of our compass. And once those two are in alignment, we're simply going to rotate the bezel ring until, again, the needle's in the doghouse. 146 degrees. And the next thing we can do from this point, you actually can measure out the distance between those two and identify how many meters we're going to hike as well. In this case, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 800 and maybe 75 meters in total. Our scale on the map and scale of our compass line up, so we can simply count those little tick marks to identify how far we're going to go. Now for our next method, if we want to not have to orient the map to north first, put the map on the ground any direction, all we would need to do now, take the bearing in this manner. So we're going to find our 2 different points again. This is our starting point. This is where we want to end up. We're going to line up those 2 points on the base plate of the compass. And then we're going to simply rotate this housing until the orienting arrows on the compass are in alignment with the grid lines of the map. You can also think of it as getting this north-facing portion facing north of the map. But again, we have our grid lines and the orienting lines parallel one with another. So now we have taken our bearing. So now all we have to do is read off the top. And again, right at 146 degrees. So either way, we've accomplished the exact same result. Again, if we just put the map on the ground without orienting the map first to north, we want to utilize this method. We have not adjusted any of these bearings for declination. So these are all going to be grid azimuths. If we want to adjust those bearings for declination, we have to adjust them to magnetic azimuths by looking at our declination diagram. And here we have a 16-degree declination. We have 16 degrees of declination, so we'd have to adjust that appropriately. In this case, subtracting, going from grid north to magnetic north, we would subtract 16 degrees from that to get our correct azimuth. So in the case of 146 degrees minus 16, we're looking at 130 degrees for that actual azimuth. So instead we take that minus 16, and 130 degrees would be our actual magnetic azimuth. And 146 was our grid azimuth.